the Soviet Union in 1991 that the Ukrainian government and several other countries officially recognized the Holodomor as an act of genocide. Today, the Holodomor stands as a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of totalitarian regimes and the immense human suffering caused by their policies. Efforts to commemorate the victims and raise awareness about this tragic event continue to this day. The rise of Stalin and the Holodomor represent a dark chapter in Soviet history. Stalin's consolidation of power and his policies, including collectivization, led to the man-made famine that devastated Ukraine. The Holodomor serves as a reminder of the immense human cost of totalitarian regimes and emphasizes the importance of remembering and learning from such tragic events to prevent their recurrence in the future. In conclusion, the denial of the Holodomor by Soviet authorities and the subsequent recognition of it as an act of genocide by the Ukrainian government and other countries highlights the importance of acknowledging historical truths. The Holodomor is a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of totalitarian regimes and the immense human suffering caused by their policies. Efforts to commemorate the victims and raise awareness about this tragic event continue to this day. Memorials, museums, and educational programs aim to preserve the memory of those who perished and ensure that the lessons learned from the Holodomor are not forgotten. By remembering and learning from such tragic events, we can strive to prevent their recurrence in the future. The rise of Stalin and the Holodomor represent a dark chapter in Soviet history. Stalin's consolidation of power and his policies, including collectivization, led to the man-made famine that devastated Ukraine. It is crucial to confront and acknowledge the truth of these events, as painful as they may be, in order to understand the full extent of the suffering endured by the Ukrainian people. By recognizing the Holodomor as an act of genocide, we honor the memory of the millions who lost their lives and reaffirm our commitment to preventing such atrocities from happening again. The Holodomor serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of human rights, freedom, and the need to protect the dignity and well-being of all individuals. In the face of denial and distortion, it is our responsibility to stand up for truth and justice. By continuing to shed light on the Holodomor and other similar events, we can contribute to a world where such tragedies are not repeated, and where the rights and dignity of all people are respected and protected. The man-made famine that swept through Ukraine during the early 1930s, known as the Holodomor, remains a painful and tragic chapter in Soviet history. It is crucial to confront and acknowledge the truth of these events, as difficult as it may be, in order to fully understand the extent of the suffering endured by the Ukrainian people. Under Stalin's consolidation of power, his policies, including collectivization, aimed to transform the agricultural sector and strengthen the Soviet Union's industrialization efforts. However, the implementation of these policies had devastating consequences for Ukraine. The forced collectivization of agriculture resulted in the seizure of grain and other food resources, leaving the Ukrainian population vulnerable to starvation. The Holodomor, which lasted from 1932 to 1933, claimed the lives of millions of Ukrainians. It was not a natural disaster or a result of crop failure, but a deliberate act of genocide. The Soviet authorities knowingly withheld food from the Ukrainian people, causing mass starvation and suffering. The denial and distortion of the Holodomor by the Soviet government and its supporters only added to the pain and injustice endured by the victims and their descendants. Remembering the Holodomor is not an attempt to perpetuate hatred or division, but rather a call for unity and solidarity. It is through acknowledging the past and learning from it that we can build a better future. By confronting the painful truth and supporting efforts to document and commemorate the victims, we work towards healing the wounds of history and ensuring that the voices of the silenced are heard. In conclusion, the Holodomor stands as a stark reminder of the consequences of unchecked power and the importance of safeguarding human rights. By acknowledging the truth of this tragedy, we honor the memory of those who suffered and died, and we commit ourselves to preventing such atrocities in the future. Let us continue to shed light on the Holodomor and other similar events so that the lessons of history guide us towards a more just and compassionate world. In this world where such tragedies are not repeated, the rights and dignity of all people are respected and protected. The lessons learned from the Holodomor and other past atrocities serve as a constant reminder of the importance of unity and solidarity among nations. Remembering the Holodomor is not about perpetuating hatred or division, but rather about coming together as a global community to ensure that such horrors never happen again. In this world, governments and institutions are held accountable for their actions and are committed to upholding the principles of justice and compassion. Education plays a crucial role in ensuring that future generations are aware of the past and are equipped with the knowledge and empathy needed to prevent such tragedies from happening again. The Holodomor stands as a stark reminder of the consequences of unchecked power and the importance of safeguarding human rights. It is a call to action, urging us to never forget the past and to actively work towards a more just and compassionate world. By acknowledging the truth of this tragedy, we honor the memory of those who suffered and died, and we commit ourselves to preventing such atrocities in the future.